The Good Prince Bantugan. The kingdom of Bumbaran were ruled by the old king. But the old king was full envy toward his younger brother, Prince Bantugan. Prince Bantugan was so handsome, good and brave. Every time someone praised him, the old king looked angry with him. One day enemies attacked the kingdom of Bumbaran and Prince Bantugan led his men to defend the kingdom. The evil king plotted against the good prince. Soon, Prince Bantugan returned victorious from the battle. He knew that his brother hated him, so he decided to left the kingdom of Bumbaran. In his journey he heard about the beautiful land of the kingdom between two seas. It was ruled by a good king and the beautiful princess Dadarmbang, his sister. He decided to go to that kingdom. But when he stood outside the gates, he suddenly felt very weak. Prince Bantugan fell to the ground and died. The king and the princess of the kingdom were shocked when they saw the stranger lying. Princess Dadarmbang fell in love with the stranger, but no one knew who the stranger was. The king made proclamation that all of his people must come to look at the prince so that he would know who was that man and where did he come from. But no one knew who that man is. Two parrots talked to each other about Prince Bantugan. The parrot of Prince Bantugan said, "I lost my master, he left Bumbaran never to return." Another parrot said, "He is dead. But you can see his body in the palace where he is lying in royal state." The parrot flew to the palace. He saw his master's body and said, "He was so good to his people. He defended them in war." When the king heard what the parrot said, he brought the body of Prince Bantugan into the kingdom of Bumbaran. Everyone quieted for the good Prince Bantugan. His brother, the king, was full of repentance, blaming himself for the death of his brother. On the other hand, Prince Magdoboy, Bantugan's younger brother, loved him so much. Because of that, he stole the soul of Prince Bantugan from the angel of death. When he reached the palace of Bumbaran and transferred the soul of Prince Bantugan to his body, it stirred Prince Bantugan alive as if he has just awoken from a deep sleep. They celebrated the return of their prince. Later Prince Bantugan married Princess Dadarmbang. What is the epic all about? The epic is the sequel of Darangan, which left off when Prince Magdoboy, now king of Bumbaran, ordered his subjects and people not to talk to Prince Bantugan, which led him to leave the kingdom. Bantugan was famous for his might and prowess, which attracted many women. This made the king envious. Who is the character of the story? Prince Bantugan, the good, brave, and handsome prince of the kingdom of Bumbaran. The evil king, the king of the kingdom of Bumbaran. Prince Bantugan's elder brother. An old king ruled over the kingdom of Bumbaran. His kingdom was prosperous, his people were good, and he should have been very happy. What is the moral lesson in the epic story of Bantugan? The moral lesson of the story, the good Prince Bantugan, is to be contented of what you are and what you have. You don't have to be jealous of the traits and successes of others because everyone is differently beautiful and can be successful in many ways. What is the theme of the story? The theme of the story is all about the jealousy, like what the king felt towards his brother Bantugan. We can also include love and heroism, which were manifested by Bantugan in the story. What is the setting of the story? The story of the good Prince Bantugan has an ancient setting. It could be medieval if you prefer that, but in this case it would be an Islamic kingdom. It was a time when people battled with swords and spears to settle disputes between kingdoms. It came from a period that we only know from books and movies. Specifically, the story happened in Bumbaran or Bumbaran, which was described as being near a great river. What is the conflict of the story? The problem is the envy enveloping with the brother of good Prince Bantugan, which is King Magdoboy, that results for the great grief of the good prince and lead to his death.